So we're gonna start off by getting in my magic helicopter. Alright, so I'm about to teleport us real quick. The first of these tests here is going to be combat landings. So we'll go over here and I'll show you what it looks like. So right here, there's these white flags that you're gonna dive and follow. They'll curve over here, and then you have to dive until you pass these flags, and then you can flare. And then you have to land before these flags and stop before these flags up here. You see them, these white ones? So you gotta stop before the end there. Alright. So you go ahead and take the stick. Yeah, you go dive down there. Mm-hmm. Alright, that was a good first try. That was a good try. That was a good try. So yeah, you do have to finish it without damaging the helicopter, but I'll take you back up and we can go again. So you're gonna want to come in real low and level out before you set it down, and that's kind of the point of this landing, is getting you used to being able to set that helicopter down in a hurry if you have to. It's okay, I'll teleport you back up. You're gonna want to come in there a bit lower, just kind of ride down in there. Yeah, there you go. Now turn it sideways to stop it. Put it sideways. There you go. Yeah, see how much faster it stops when you're sideways? Nice. I don't hear any beeping. That's a pass. Good job. So the next test starts up here at this cross, and then we'll be following the American flags this time. So we're gonna dive past this one, and then over this cliff. We're gonna want to go down in here. Follow these flags. You have to dive until these, and then you can flare. And the goal here is to set it in the water and pull up to this island so that your people can get off and you can get out. So that's a water landing. Whenever you're ready. Did the engine shut off? Okay, yeah, started over. Everything was good with that. The only issue is that we killed the engine, so we need to not flood the engine. And then try and hold it in the water just a little bit longer, because we're simulating having a chopper full of people that need to get out. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's okay, it's okay. I'll take you back up. And don't be scared of the island. The water slows you down real fast. So you see how I like aimed right for the island and just dunked it in. I don't understand. So, so yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. Well, I approach them just like the skid landings. See how quick that stops you? Let's hit it closer to the island so that we stop there in one go, okay? There you go, hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. You got it. All right, I'll give you that one. Okay, so I'm gonna take over and I'm gonna show you the last test we got here. Okay, so we're gonna start up on top of this pipe right here. It's like a half pipe. We're gonna follow the red flags this time. And we're gonna go down, diving all the way once again until we get to the very last flag here, at which point we can level off and start flaring. And our goal this time is to land on this pillbox over here in one pass. Yep, right there. And I didn't do it. I did that to show you what a fail looks like. I'm just kidding. So the way you pass it is by landing successfully on top of that without damaging the aircraft. Feel free to use third person. You don't have to use just first person. Go ahead and take the stick. And then I'm gonna teleport us back up there. Okay, here you go. Nice. Perfect. Alright, that's a pass on that one. Okay, so now we're going back to the school. So this is the silo test. So for this one, we'll be landing the Huey in the silo here. You gotta start at this one and fly to the one on the other side. And you have to do 3 landings and 1 helicopter. Is there any? Oh no. Let me look. I don't see anybody. Oh, yeah, they died. They didn't make it. Hopefully you do better. I have confidence in you. No. No, any landing. You have to hit at least 60 knots in between. There you go. Nice entry. A little unsteady there. You got it. You got it. Heck yeah, nice. That's 1. All right. Oh. All right. Back to square one. We're in the Discord if you want to join us.
For sure, for sure.
Hello? Nice entry. Yeah, your tail has a lot more room in the corner. Nice. All right, that's one. Nice. There's two. Perfect. All right. So go ahead and take us up to the top and land us on the edge there. Okay, and Luce, are you familiar with split S's yet? Alright, cool. Let me pull out a little bird for you. Nate, sorry ahead of time if this one kicked you off. It has the potential for that. Yeah, so for this test, what we have to do is 3 split S landings into these silos in 1 helicopter. A lot of button mashing. Oh, nice. Good job, that's 1. Yeah, so when you're pointed down at the ground there, you still have to hold down collective, but if you, at the same time, tap up collective, it'll rotate you. Luce was a little close to the wall there, so he had to hold up collective a little bit, which swung him outwards, which is why you had to catch it at the bottom. What was that, Luce? After this. No, what did you say? No, that was good. Yeah. You're just holding yourself to a higher standard than most. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Taking the long way down. Nice. That was 3, right? Perfect. Okay, so take us back up to the rim and I'll take out the next helicopter. Next, we're going to the blue course over here, back to our right. Yeah, so there's a big blue arch. There's a little tiny landing pad out in front of it. Go land on that landing pad. Yeah, we're doing it in the Huey. It's a small one, ain't it? Alright, so how this course goes, we gotta start here. We're gonna follow the arrows, you're gonna go up, and then there's gonna be a guided turn to the left, after which you have to land. There's a landing pad after each of these. Then in the next tower, you'll go up that one to the top, and then you'll go around in a guided turn to the right, and after which you'll have to land. And then you'll go through to the 3rd obstacle, which you'll go up, and that one is going to be an S turn. You can pick whichever side you like. Just keep in mind the next turn is the next one is gonna be an S turn the other direction. So after all 4 of those landings, then bring it back here on this landing pad without with your helicopter still flying, and you'll have passed. Yeah. Yeah, that's the entry to the intro to the split S. We perfect the split S in the Huey. I mean, if you really want to perfect it, I'd say go do it in an MI8, but there you go, that's one. Ooh. Oh, we didn't die. That's cool. Alright. Smoke him if you got him. Yeah. Alright, there you go. Back to square one. Yeah, it's hard to rush through this one, huh? Yeah, I mean, you can go really fast in the little bird with it, but... Yeah. Surprise, it's 9. Hard mode engaged. Although this course actually looks pretty cool at night because all the rings glow. I don't know, I'll leave that one up to you if you want at night or not, but it'll... Yeah. Yeah. It's 11 buildings long. Yeah, it's hard, right? It's a lot of fun though. I'm still working on it. I've been stubborn and been just doing it balls to the wall the whole time. It's like I know I could go slow, but where's the fun in that? Yeah. You know, a lot of people say you only live once, but I prefer to say you only die once. Make it interesting. Nice. Nice recovery. Good job. Now this one you have to go the other direction. Oh, does it still fly? Because you just have to make it to that last landing pad in order to pass. Is it gonna take off? Oh. Damn. That was so close. Yeah, I can tell you've been practicing. Nice landing. Oh. You're just rushing it, that's all. Alright, you're gonna nail it this time. Doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to get it on the pad. No, that's not a restart, you're fine. You just have to recover out of the S-turn and land it. The purpose of these tests isn't perfection, it's exposure. It's getting people exposed to ideas they aren't aware of. That way you can practice it on your own. I can't do it, like, I can't make everybody good, but I can, like, tell you the ways to get better. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Good one. There you go. Now set it down on that landing pad and that'll be a pad. Nice. Okay, there's three parts of this test. So, and you seem to be a bit more advanced, so I'm going to show you kind of how I approach this. So I prefer to practice both ways to enter, go backwards flight, and doing this crossover, and getting into an orbit, right? And so I'll practice that from both ways, and then so first we'll do a nose-in orbit here, and this is the first test right here, is completing 2 whole rotations of a nose-in orbit. Oh, I'm lagging. I'm lagging. Okay, I'm good. Sorry. Okay, so I'll spare you me doing both rotations. Then the next test, we go from nose in to a tail in orbit. Well, so that's why these rings are here, and I made this test before I had the head tracking. Yeah, so the rings are here for guidance so that you know where you're at even without head tracking, right? And so for the backwards lap, you have to do 1 lap. So it's 2 nose in orbits, 1 backwards orbit. And the last part of the test is learning to utilize this backwards orbit to get into this kind of backwards flight and swoop pattern to accelerate. Okay, and it's just using backwards flight to climb. Ideally, you want to be able to accelerate and climb enough to get over this tower. And which is totally possible. So once again, the nose in orbit, then a tail in orbit, and then it's using this tail in orbit to accelerate and push your nose down to gain altitude. Okay, so here we go. You go ahead, take the stick. Yeah, so 2 orbits. You started from the back of the ladder, so that's kind of where I was getting. You're a little bit past the back, so right about here is where your orbit is. Perfect. All right, now tail in. Yeah, that one's a lot harder, isn't it? You passed the nose orbit, so that's fine. You just have to do a tail orbit now. It's all about controlling that speed. If you get too much, it's gonna whip you right around. There you go. Keep it going. Keep it going. You turned out of the tail in orbit there, so I'm gonna have to say start it over. You're still kind of nose in because we're going too fast. There you go. There you go. Hell yeah, man. That's a pass. No, that's a pass. That's where you started. That's good. That's good. Mm-hmm. Now you know to go back and practice that. And both ways, too. And I'll kind of show you a little bit expanded on why this is useful. It's useful for different aspects of PvP. You gotta dip that tail heavy to start accelerating. And then you gotta push your nose down heavy to get out of it. There you go. You gotta push your nose down and straighten it out. There you go, there you go, there you go. Go give it a couple more tries. I feel like you could do a lot better than that. Nice transition. Push that nose down. See how you waited a little bit too long and then that tail got squirrely? It like slipped out just a little bit and that burns off all your speed. So you got it. It's better to do it at a lower speed than you think you should, which is probably the issue I was having earlier. So go ahead and push your nose down. Nose down, nose down, nose down, nose down. Yeah. Look at that one. See what I'm saying? Look at that climb. You see the difference? Okay, so that's a pass. Let me go ahead and mark you as pass for these. And then I want to show you why this, or how this is applicable real quick. So let me take the stick from you. Are you ready? Okay. I've got the stick. Okay, so now, the reason this is useful, well, there's a lot. But first things first, so you're familiar with preloading your tail by now because we performed the split S. Now, check this out. If you enter a split S and then immediately go into that crossover that I showed you, enter the split S, immediately enter that crossover, you can whip this thing around and get shots on target behind you pretty darn fast. Do you see that? Now, another place that's useful is because in the event someone is chasing you and you're able to whip it around on them and get shots, likely they're going to be above you. Okay, so you're going to have to accelerate backwards. And as long as you're getting shots on them and accelerating and you know at what point you can do it, you can push your tail down and get above them potentially when they're chasing you. And it is very situational, but the whole point of this is in aerial combat, you win by getting above your opponent, right? So if you're above them and then they tilt up like this to aim at you, suddenly they're going to be flying backwards. And most people can't control their backwards flight very well. So what happens is they get whipped around and now they're flying away and you're behind them and you have altitude. So they're... Yeah. Pretty much. In planes, it's the same concept, right? The high ground. Well, you run out of lift and then you end up having to go the other way with a helicopter. So yeah, same concept. And then, however, if you're good at flying backwards, you can keep getting shots on the target. And if they're following you close enough, you can change the tide on them by dipping your nose and getting above them potentially. And if you practice that and do it right. So, just one thing to keep in mind for PvP combat is that a part of the S turns and everything can be used to quickly whip the aircraft around and put shots on target while evading. and then potentially getting up and over your opponent. Right? And then the other thing that this applies for is really useful is for ground strafing, right? So you may not always have the perfect shot, but you can come in a lot of times, do this crossover, and then prolong your engagement a little bit, and then get the fuck out of dodge and fly away, right? So it really depends on the scenario, but I always recommend practicing these backwards crossovers, both directions, to get used to being able to flip around and fly backwards if you have to, and in an evasive way, right? So, flying backwards is a whole nother skill, but when people come to me asking about getting better at PvP, that's the first place I always point them to, is flying backwards.